following is a presentation of the National Sim Racing League of America. Enjoy the race. Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 6 in season number 5, the NRLOA Rockstar Pro Series. We are here at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway for the Coca-Cola 100-kilometer race. 21 laps around this 3-mile superspeedway in Concord, Massachusetts. The original fantasy racetrack of NR 2003, and we have a lot of great stuff coming up here very soon. This weekend, we got ourselves the NRLOA 200, which is the heat race for the NR 2003 big one. And these guys in this field will be in that race, I do believe. And then next weekend, it is the NR 2003 big one. The qualifying LCQs and the main event right here at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway. But first, we got the Rockstar Pro Series here tonight on a Wednesday night. Very odd time, I know, for a race. I don't even think there is anything more. There isn't, but hey, you know, we're here, and I will say that, I don't think I mentioned this yet, but you might have seen it if I did a schedule video. The Turkey Hill Series race on Friday is an all-drivers broadcast, because I was sick when we were doing that thing, so I couldn't really do it. I'm still kind of sick now. You might notice a little bit of a difference in my voice because I'm still coming off a cold here, but I feel good enough to go for this one, and looking forward to getting this one done. This is how they line up in the points coming into race 6 of the season. We'll say last race here in the Rockstar Pro Series, last 2 races have been kind of meh. The rest of the season's going to be good, let me tell you that. Coca-Cola, Armory, Digital, Watkins Glen, 2 Talladega races, and the finale at Daytona. We're going to get some good racing. Trust me, it's going to be good. There aren't going to be any more pit stops throughout the season either. Anyways, this is how they line up in the points. Even though Thomas Troxel did not get any points at Le Mans, he is still the points leader. Ahead of 12 points of John Andrews. Our last winner, Marty Johnson, shot 9 positions up in the points. 16 points behind. Stuart Gretton, 18 points behind. Tristan Allen and Richard King are both tied for the 5th position in points. 19 points behind coming into today's event. Quite a ways around this super speedway, so this pace lap will take a while. So we'll probably get through the entire field here for the starting lineup. Jesse Turner in the number 43 on the pole position. For some reason I want to say he's won here before, and I might actually be right. I think he won the Season 2 race here. I think. Pretty sure it was. I think the last winners of this race have been, if I'm not mistaken, Jesse Turner, Trey Bartow, and Nicholas Amadeo. I gotta check that out though, because that got me wondering, did Jesse Turner win this race in Season 2? I have a very good feeling that he did. Nick Smith is alongside him in the front row. We got Cody Stiller, Texas winner, alongside Daniel Bouchard, who I believe finished second at Le Mans. We got ourselves the number 4 of Trey Bartow, who I believe has also won this race before. He's alongside Marty Johnson, our last winner here in the Rockstar Pro Series. Got Caleb Hoffman in the number 17, alongside the number 14 of Emily Anderson, Tristan Allen and Cameron Gaju. They're in row number 5. You got Blaine Keys, defending champion, alongside John Art, Alexander Rowe and Nathan Stapleton. Got Zachary Fitzwater, John Andrews, Thomas Troxel, Davey Johnson, Nicholas Amadeo, the defending winner of this race, alongside Andy Thomas, Herja Larvin Alonso, and the 18 of Josh Cratch, and Richard Kingard and Stuart Gratton rounding out the entire field for the Coca-Cola 100K. And I'm gonna see here. I'm not gonna be able to get the entire list of winners of this event, but this race has been in, I believe, every season of the Rockstar Pro Series, even season number 2. And that is not the video I wanted, so we'll try to figure that out later on. You know, those races happened so long ago. I do know Nicholas Amadeo is the defending winner of this race. I am certain about that. And I do believe Jesse Turner and Trey Bartow are both past winners of this race. So we'll have to see if one of those guys gets it done here tonight. It's the Coca-Cola Superspeedway. at night. It's one of the crazier places we go to, and the pace car is pulled off. We're finally ready to get going here. 21 laps of action around this 3-mile super speedway. Let's get going in the Coca-Cola 100K. They will keep it together on the first lap. Caleb Hoffman leads lap 1 here at Coca-Cola, with Cody Sills, Zachary Fitzwater right behind him. Look at this, 4 wide. You gotta love this place, guys. We've been coming here a long time, and the first time we came here, this guy won the Chick-fil-A All-Star Race in Season 1. Oh, Turner in the outside wall hard back in there. We also saw Nick Smith hit that outside wall a ton, and Turner is junk. Oh, and around! Down the backstretch, Marty Johnson and Nick Smith got into each other, and the caution will fly here at the Coca-Cola Super Speedway. Little antsy down there. Here comes Fitzwater, Thomas Troxell, Davey Johnson. Don't crash again, guys. We can keep it together here. It will be, I believe, the 19 at the line. Yes, Troxell leads lap number 2. He'll win the race back. And our last winner here in the Rockstar Pro Series is all torn up. Jesse Turner had major damage as well even before that accident. And you see all the damage to his machine. He scraped that outside wall a ton, so much that damaged the left side of his race car, which makes absolutely no sense. Daniel Bouchard and the Assault, the 2 Penske teammates of Marty Johnson and Nick Smith, getting to each other. Both of the front row starters in this event have crashed significantly. Quite unfortunate. It's Thomas Troxell, the Indianapolis winner from earlier this season, leading the field with Zachary Fitzwater, Davey Johnson, Emily Anderson, and Alexander Rowe. Annie Thomas, Richard Kingart, Nathan Stapleton, Blaine Keys, and Trey Bartow all in points-paying positions at the moment. Let's go ahead and see what happened to Marty Johnson. Nick Smith to bring out the first caution in the Coca-Cola 100K. So John Arndt was behind Jesse Turner here. He scraped the outside wall, and you're going to see Nick Smith in the 22. A full head of steam try to get to the inside of him. And John Arndt's also coming down, and they get into each other. Marty Johnson has absolutely nowhere to go as they clear him there in the number 12, and Johnson also goes around. You see the roof flaps deploy on both machines. A place like this, that's a pretty good thing because we don't race restrictor plates here at Coca-Cola. Yeah, we can get pretty fast here at this racetrack, but thankfully I don't know if we've ever seen a flip because of air in any race we've done on Napa Fan for that matter, which is a good thing. But Nick Smith, Marty Johnson both around. They should be able to continue, however. I'm not sure about Jesse Turner, though. That car has significant damage, as you can tell, and he might have to take it to the garage after this one. Replay this in real time, following with Marty Johnson, the winner at Le Mans. He dominated that race, and won't be domination for him here today. He came into this race only 3rd in the points. I don't think he's going to stay there because the points leader is the leader right now in this event. Very hectic battle to the line between Thomas Troxell, Davey Johnson, and Zachary Fitzwater. It was Troxell who got it in the 19. He'll lead the field to the restart when we come back to the Coca-Cola 100K here at the Coca-Cola Super Speedway. We are back here at the Coca-Cola Super Speedway. I believe we had an extra lap of caution there for some reason. Might have seen some debris on the racetrack that they had to clean up, and we're going to restart on lap 7 of 21. As you can see on lap 6 of 21, so that a 5-lap caution, I do believe. So, quite an extended one right there, and can't even remember if we even opened up the leaderboard. Yeah, we did. Hey, I'm coming off of a cold. I'm not really feeling the greatest right now. Thomas Troxell's feeling pretty great, though, in the number 19 as he leads the field, ahead of Zachary Fitzwater, Davey Johnson, Emily Anderson, Alexander Rowe, and there is a problem on somebody. I don't know if it's Trey Bartow or Nicholas Samadillo. I think it's Bartow who has an issue right now as he's trying to come down the pit lane as we're coming to the restart. And Nicholas Samadillo is to his inside. I hope they don't wreck, but they're going to have to call the caution back out, I do believe. Either that, they're just going to both keep on going there, and they will. No, they won't. And Bartow falls off pace. Everybody else gets back in line, but the caution might come back out again. Trey Bartow is probably not going to make it back around, so that is a little bit of an interesting situation right there. Either way, Thomas Troxell is leader, and Samadillo did get started in his respective position, but that split the pack up a little bit there. And Bartow has made it to the pit lane, and the caution did not come back out. So, everything's back to normal. That is a tough break for Trey Bartow, who has won here, and I believe has won this race before. Not going to be a win for the number 4 here tonight in the Coca-Cola 100K. Here comes Annie Thomas in the 10 to the inside of Emily Anderson. Davey Johnson. Johnson way up high in the outside. But they'll keep it together for the most part. And Nicholas Samadillo, who was the guy who almost got put in the inside wall there by Trey Bartow. He's back in this inside lane looking to defend his Coke 100K title. Fitzwater to the inside, and if you all remember that first All-Star race we did in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, we held it here at Coca-Cola. Zachary Fitzwater got the win in that event, and it was under the lights as well, and here he is taking the lead away. But Emily Anderson, his teammate, to his inside, and Anderson looking for her second win of the season. When she came close to winning the championship last season, she ended up winning 2 races, the NRLOA 200K and the Le Mans race. So she's already got a win this season at Auto Club, but she's going to lose it there as Troxell's back to the inside. Oh, Hoffman and Kinghart almost got into each other there, but they keep it together. I mean, even look at this. Nick Smith and Jesse Turner, they're hanging on this pack right now. Great job by those guys. Josh Crash, Daniel Bouchard, Richard Kinghart all with damage. And Bartow got back out there in the number 4. Here comes the 42 of Blaine Keys to the inside of Thomas Troxell, lap 9 to 21 here at Coke. Thing about the Coca-Cola Superspeedway, and we saw it when Trey Bartow won this event in season number 3, that if we go a while without a caution, these guys tend to get single file, and once they get single file at this version of the Speedway, they stay that way, and they do not pass. And Bartow led the last few laps in that event back in 2016. Alexander Rowe and Stuart Gratton on the inside here. John Andrews majorly in the outside wall. That's a common theme here at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway at night. The good thing is the NR 2003 Big One, the main event at least, will be held during the daytime so that we avoid that. I don't want a big event like that having problems like that. Of course, this is just the Rockstar Pro Series race. Nobody really cares about this series anyway, so we kind of accept it for this event, but they eventually figure it out. And Gratton has figured it out in the 78 to the point. To the inside of Alexander Rowe, Tristan Allen in the number 2. We used to call him the NRLOA Superspeedway Master. He won a lot of Superspeedway races in the NRLOA and twice at the Daytona International Speedway in this very series. So we'll see what he can do. You got Stapleton and Samadillo both on the outside wall right there. John Arndt going down low to avoid those guys. How about Cameron Gaju in the 6? He hit the outside wall initially in this event, and he fell back, but he's in the main draft right now. And even Jesse Turner is in the main draft right now after all the damage he accumulated. I didn't think he was going to be able to continue. Well, he definitely proved me wrong there. To the inside of Caleb Hoffman, you're going to have Tristan Allen in the outside wall. And he's going to fall back just slightly. And that's what makes this racetrack super interesting. These guys, they overshoot that outside wall, and everybody tries to get to the inside of them. Sometimes it's difficult, and Gratton, it's difficult to pass him right now. Dominating right now here at Coca-Cola. He's got a gap between him and second place Cameron Gaju. Out of nowhere, Nick Smith is back in the top 5 after getting spun around. Same with Marty Johnson. He's in the lead draft as well after getting spun around. Help from Caleb Hoffman, who's looking to tie Garrett Senor on the all-time wins list. Pretty sure Garrett doesn't want him to win again, because I know Garrett likes being up top. He's been the all-time winningest driver on Napa Fan longer than anybody else has ever had. So he'd like to stay that way for the entirety of his career. He doesn't want to be tied with Hoffman again, but either way, Hoffman's trying in the 17, and he hasn't really been able to get up front, with the exception of the beginning of this thing. He led the first lap, but since then he's kind of been in the back of the field. And this is what I was talking about earlier on. These guys get single file, and it gets difficult for them to pass, and you see Grattan kind of holding on here in the 78. Now, last year's race was not quite like that. We saw Sam Adio be able to make the pass on Isaac Nichols. I believe he crossed over to get that win. Troxel on the outside wall hard. And remember, only the top 10 finishers receive championship points in this series, so if you finish outside the top 10 like all of these guys are currently at right now, you're not going to get any points towards the championship. Nick Smith on Cameron Gaju. Trying to get it to stick there. He will. Alexander Rowe on the inside of here. Jalard and Alonso. Still got Blaine Keys here in the 42 as well. About Alexander Rowe looking to go 3 wide there for second as Grattan continues to lead in the 78. And he's got a prime scenario right now with these guys going side by side behind him. It's exactly what he wants to see here at Coca-Cola. How about Blaine Keys going way low in the 42 to the inside of Alonso and John Art. Alexander Rowe in the 3. Somebody in the outside wall. That's Art in the number 9 as he's got heavy damage right now on that Napa machine. This is a super speedway race where these guys accumulate a lot of damage. When we had Dirt Extreme, of course we're not having it this season in the Rockstar Pro Series, but GNC Stunt Road would always be a race where every single car would gain significant damage. Well, this is another one of those races where every single car gains significant damage for the most part. But this is on a super speedway where they're going upwards of 230 miles per hour. So definitely not the place to do it at. But John Art definitely got what was coming to him there. He's falling outside the top 10, and it's starting to be starting to get to crunch time now. And both those guys who ended up spinning are right now in the top 5. Caleb Hoffman to the inside of those guys, pushing Marty Johnson outside the top 5, but they're still in points-paying positions right now. And they could very well leave this race with some points here at the Coca-Cola Super Speedway. Johnson scraped the outside wall very significantly. He's going to fall back. Alonso there. You know, I think the only driver with a clean race car is the 78 of Stuart Grattan. I think everybody else has hit that outside wall at least once tonight. Blaine Keys to second, and now we might be seeing these guys close in enough on Grattan. You got Keys, you got Hoffman, and you got Sam Adio on this inside. They are all veterans, and Sam Adio as well. A guy who's won this race before in a race that was single file like this on another Aussie. That was Isaac Nichols at the time. That was the guy he beat last year, but he knows how to get a pass done in the single file draft here at Coca-Cola, but we'll have to see what he can do here. Once they get single file, it gets hard for them to pass, and they tend to not hit the outside wall as much, so that's a good thing. Hoffman under fire from Alexander Rowe, who was able to stay there, but he's not able to make the pass on the 17, and we might just be in a position where Grattan might just run away with this thing, because since he has taken the lead about 7 laps ago, nobody's been able to get alongside him. But just as I say that, there goes our defending champion, Blaine Keys, to the inside of Stuart Grattan for the lead. I don't know if it's going to be enough, however. If he can stay on the inside heading into turn number 3, I think he's going to get it, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do so. It looks like he's hanging tough, but Grattan is getting a push there on that outside. Keys is going to have a nose, and here comes Alexander Rowe in the number 3. So Grattan will finally be taken off his throne, but Keys is not going to be the guy who takes the lead. It'll be Alexander Rowe who makes it 3 wide, and he's trying to get it here on Blaine Keys, and he will try to clear him. He got it. Alexander Rowe to the point here at Coca-Cola with 5 laps to go in the Coca-Cola 100K. Get yourself Richard Kinghart here on the tail end of the lead lap, and Blaine Keys back to the inside. Alonso, he'd love to get another victory on Napa Fan. His final year on this channel as a driver, and he ended up finishing second to Emily Anderson in Auto Club. My goodness, Alexander Rowe almost got into Sam Adio there, and Grattan held up by Kinghart. Alonso to second. Rowe's going to hold on. No! Hoffman up to third in the 17. And just like that, he's in position to possibly get this win. And where did she come from? Not Emily Anderson. The other female driver, Annie Thomas. The first ever female winner in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. And that's in the points race. Tasha Jasmine Radal won the dual race back in season number 3, and that's Alonso's development driver, so please, Alonso, don't get on me for that statistical bit of information. It is officially Annie Thomas, who won the season 3 Coke 600, by the way. She is a very good driver, let me tell you that. She came close to winning 4 races in a row in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series in season 3, or season 4, I should say. She is very good, and here she is in the top 5 right now, as somehow Stuart Gratton has found his way back to the lead in the 78. He got around Alonso. Alonso got around Blaine Keys. Hoffman still on the inside, with help from Annie Thomas and Nicholas Samadillo. And Gratton now in the position to get the win once again, as he single file out front in the 78. That 78 is a very strong car, but this thing is far from over. Still 9 miles left, 3 to go at Coca-Cola. So it's Gratton, Alonso, Hoffman, Thomas, and it will be Blaine Keys finishing the top 5 right now. Samadillo, Fitzwater, Davey Johnson, Marty Johnson, Nick Smith, the top 10, 3 wide, as Keys gets to the inside of Annie Thomas and Caleb Hoffman. Samadillo really hasn't been able to get anything to work so far in this race. I mean, he's been in the top 10 pretty much this entire run, but his car is just destroyed, basically, and he's having a tough time moving his way through the field here, and we're back to a position where these guys are going single file throughout the entire field, and Gratton's holding on to the lead once again. 2 laps to go at Coca-Cola. Stuart Gratton. Here, Joe Larvin, Alonso, Annie Thomas, Blaine Keys, Nicholas Samadillo now rounds out the top 5. Here comes Thomas and Keys on Alonso for second. Number 10 of Annie Thomas is going to get to the inside here. I think Thomas is going to have a shot at this one. As long as Keys doesn't get to the inside of her, she's going to have a chance on Gratton, but Gratton's single file out front right now. And there goes Keys with help from Nicholas Samadillo, his teammate, by the way, and the defending winner of this race. We'll have to see if he can do it. White flag in the air for Stuart Gratton in the Coca-Cola 100K. And they're like 4 wide behind him right now. Thomas will hold on to second. Here comes Keys in the 42. Samadillo can now make it stick there, and I think this one might be over. Gratton has enough of a gap between him and Thomas. Only unless Thomas closes in down the backstretch. He has some help from Blaine Keys. Not anymore. That's going to do it. So Stuart Gratton, the dominant guy of the race, able to hold on, retake the lead, and stay there. And as the 78 comes through the final corner, Annie Thomas is going to be too far behind her best finish of the season, however. But it'll be Stuart Gratton in victory lane here tonight at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway. Stuart Gratton wins the Coca-Cola 100K. Annie Thomas, Blaine Keys, Sergio Larvin, Alonso, Nicholas Samadillo, Zachary Fitzwater, Caleb Hoffman, Marty Johnson, Davey Johnson, Nick Smith, top 10 receiving points here in the 6th race of the season. Quite an interesting one here tonight, but pretty good one at that. Wasn't quite a dominating performance, but it still kind of was. Gratton led, I think, at least 10 laps in this thing, so we'll have to check that out once I get that put in the score for. But a great win there by Stuart Gratton, the winner here at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway, with Annie Thomas, Blaine Keys, Sergio Larvin, Alonso, Nicholas Samadillo, Zachary Fitzwater, Caleb Hoffman, Marty Johnson, Davey Johnson, and Nick Smith, the top 10. All receiving points here today in the Coca-Cola 100K. Next race at Armory Digital. That's going to be next week because we're at Armory Digital for all the races in the Turkey Hill Series and Chick-fil-A Cup Series, and we'll also have the Rockstar Pro Series there as well to have a little fun there around that 2.6 mile super speedway. The Grand Prix of Armory Digital next weekend right here on Napa Fan. But anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Congratulations to Stuart Gratton, and on Friday we're back to racing here on Napa Fan with the Lakes Region 200, the All Drivers broadcast. We've already done it. Garrett's North the call alongside John R. and Nathan Stapleton. Hope you guys enjoy that interesting race from New Hampshire. It's not a boring race, but you'll see what it is once it comes up on Friday afternoon. And of course, Saturday morning, Coca-Cola Chick-fil-A Cup Series, Chick-fil-A Cup Series from Pocono for the Hers Live Life with Flavor 400. Thank you guys very much for watching. Congratulations to Stuart Gretton, and here are the points for the Rockstar Pro Series after 6 races. I will see you guys later.